Hello and welcome to the Birmingham Post Business Bulletin. Today we're looking at the runaway growth of micro-blogging website Twitter. The site already has 30 million members around the world and it's now been valued at more than $1 billion after a huge funding injection. The team behind Twitter were given $100 million by a New York venture capital firm, and this is all despite the online startup making close to zero revenue in its first 3 years of existence. I've got business reporter Tom Scotney here to talk about this. So Tom, what's the fuss all about?
Well, it's impossible to argue with the success that Twitter's had. As you said, it's now got 30 million people signed up to it and still growing at an exponential rate. But it's been given all of this funding by various people, but yet to see any income because it's not found a way to monetize its business model yet, or well, indeed find any kind of business model. I think what people are worried about is that we're seeing the start of another dot-com bubble. We're seeing huge valuations of firms like Twitter before they found a way to bring in any revenue. But that said, in a market like this and with the way internet startups work, it's often not possible to tell beforehand whether they're going to make this revenue.
So is there any chance that they're going to make a return on this investment?
Well, no one knows, and this is the big problem. I think at least the fact that they've had this much funding shows that people are serious about backing Twitter. And you've seen it in the case with YouTube, which was bought for hundreds of millions of pounds, which is also struggling to find a business model. I think the fact that it's got so many people involved in it means that, and the fact that it's got so many high-profile backers means that I think they're likely to find a way to make things work eventually.
That's great, thank you, Tom. There'll be more about this in the Post on Monday. We'll also be doing more on the news that Jaguar Land Rover has plans to close one of its West Midlands plants. Bosses at the firm have categorically promised there'll be no cuts in the West Midlands, but workers and unions don't seem more convinced about that. Read all about that in the Post on Monday. Thanks for watching and have a good weekend.